What if I told you that one of the most common everyday words you use is also one of the most powerful? Today, we're going to dive deep into the hidden complexity of a word you think you know inside and out: trade. So let me ask you this. Can you imagine trying to explain pretty much any essential idea using a core vocabulary of just 850 words? It sounds, I don't know, almost impossible, right? Like something out of a sci-fi novel. But it's a very real concept. And that is the entire principle behind a system called Basic English. It was designed to be a really simple but powerful tool for international communication. The whole point was to build a language on just the most fundamental, hardest working words we have. And to really see just how powerful these foundational words can be, we're going to put one of those 850 words right under the microscope, and that word is trade. Okay, first things first. Let's look at trade in its most basic form, as a simple action, an exchange. When you use it as a verb, trade is super simple. It's a two-way street, right? I give you something and you give me something back. It's got to be one of the most fundamental human interactions there is. The action itself always has at least two parties, and they're exchanging goods or services. Now, this could be a straight-up barter, like trading fur for food, or it can involve money. Simple, direct, crystal clear. But that's just the verb. That's just the action. Things get really, really interesting when this straightforward action morphs into an idea. What happens when trade becomes a noun? Because as a noun, the word trade just explodes. It shifts from being this simple action to describing a really complex system. So check this out. As a noun, trade works on three totally different levels. It can be the entire system of global commerce, right? But it can also be just a single transaction, like telling a friend, hey, I think I made a good trade. And it can be a profession, a skill, like the carpenter's trade. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. One single four-letter word can describe the entire global economy, a simple swap between friends, and the lifelong craft of an artisan. That is some incredible range. So we've seen how flexible it is. But the real surprise, the real kicker, is where this word actually fits into the landscape of the English language. Okay, so first piece of the puzzle. As we mentioned, trade is on that basic English list of 850 essential words. So right off the bat, we know it's considered a cornerstone of communication. On top of that, it's one of the 1,000 most common headwords in the entire English language. So it's not just basic, it's also incredibly frequent. We use it all the time without even thinking about it. So the picture we're getting here is of a simple, common, everyday word. That's pretty much the whole story, right? Wrong. And here is the twist. Despite being a basic and common word, trade is also formally on the academic vocabulary list. Now, this is the list of words that students absolutely have to know to understand textbooks and succeed in a university environment. So what does all this mean? I mean, why does it even matter that one little word can be both incredibly basic and at the same time academically crucial? Well, it means that words like trade are these amazing bridges. They are the vocabulary that let us move from a simple, everyday conversation to discussing really complex ideas in economics, in history, in sociology. Mastering these words is the key to mastering a whole subject. And this isn't some big secret our language has been hiding. We already know this intuitively. Just think about the phrase, jack of all trades. It perfectly captures this whole idea of multifaceted skill and versatility, which is the very essence of the word itself. So the next time you use a simple word, just pause for a second. You might just be standing on a bridge to a much, much larger world of ideas. And that really leaves me wondering, what other powerful words are we just totally overlooking every single day?